guys, here it is. You have asked me about the foil quill, and again, there's a link below where you can get this from Swing Design, and they have it for the least amount of money that I have found. I believe it's $79, and you get all of the parts, or the the adapters for all of the machines, from the Silhouette, the Brother Scan and Cut, the Cricut, and the Sizzix cutters. That being said, also on the site you will find a disclaimer. If you're a Cricut user, you need to read that because it will void your warranty. I will be using a machine, my Air 2, out of warranty. It's not a big deal for me. I will not be putting it in my maker. Just in case something were to happen, it were to overheat, something of that nature, I don't want to have to replace my maker. I could replace an Air 2 a lot easier. I also have a Silhouette that's out of warranty. So this is something that's going to bump up my card making. You will have to make the decision if using this device is right for you. So what I've done is I have gotten my drawings down, and I'm using some Cricut drawings here, and I've already got those set up. And what I am going to do is I am going to come in here. I am just going to show you what we're going to be drawing, and we are going to go over to the Cricut, and I am going to show you the unboxing and the supplies, and we are going to learn this together. We're going to see if it works as easy as their video shows it working, so that you can make a decision for yourself. Again, please read that disclaimer letter and make sure that you make the decision for yourself whether or not to use the device. It will void any warranty on your Cricut machines. Okay guys, here we are over at the work area, and I've got my cardstock already on my Cricut mat. I'm going to be using that dark blue cardstock. And your foil quill is going to come in a box, and it's going to look something like this with this inside, okay? And I've already unpackaged some of this so you didn't have to watch me unpackage. So you're going to get your tape for holding down your foil. You are going to get, and I moved that because I'm not going to be using those. Let's see, let me show you this. You're going to get 3 of the foils in a copper or a rose gold, a silver, and a gold. So you're going to get those to work with as well in your kit. You're going to get all the adapters. A for Silhouette, B for your Brother Scan and Cut, C for Cricut. You can see that. And D is for your Sizzix. Okay, so whichever device you're going to be using, you are going to need that piece. You're also going to get a plate that's going to keep, while your quill is heating up, it's going to protect your deck. You're going to need that. Then you're going to get the quills. Now these are the 3 that are different sizes. So you have to decide how much foiling you want. You have the bold, then you have the medium, and then you have the fine. And because of the designs I chose that you saw on the other screen, I am going to be using the fine. So that's the one that I'm going to need. And then I'm going to take my adapter, and I'm going to place it over there and screw it onto the quill. So you'll need to do that. Let's undo our cord here. Then you'll need to open up the clamp on your Cricut Maker, or your Explorer, whichever one that you're using. And from the bottom, and you need to do this gently because you can crack this. This is one of the reasons why it will void your warranty. If you crack this piece, your pins are not going to go into the adapter well. But they will go. Just going to push it up gently from the bottom. And you just want to kind of push those in gently while you're squeezing that and pushing up. Once you just get it started, it'll come right out. And just try not to crack it. If you crack it, you're going to need a spare. So, that being said, if you're using your machine even out of warranty and you plan to use pins later, I would go and get one of these adapters from eBay or Etsy or Cricut. I think Cricut is out of them right now, but they will be getting them. I would order me one before I use my foil quill, or you're not going to be able to use your pins or your scoring tools, etc. So, you need to keep that in mind when you're making your decision. Make sure you have a spare. Then you're just going to insert it into that clamp and clamp it down, and it's in there. And then you're going to place this under that foil. You need to plug it into a USB, a charging device, something to give it some power, and then that light is going to come on. And that's as far as I got. So you guys are really getting to see through the instructions exactly what to do. So while that's heating up, I am going to turn that so that it isn't in there. And you need to make sure that you have enough distance with your cord for it to move the whole length of the carriage without binding up. I do not at this moment, but I am going to get my little portable charger so that I can use it. You want to make sure that it stays out of the way. You're going to have to watch it. Don't walk off. Don't leave it. So that being said, I got, this is the Shining Starling pack of foil. Let me go ahead and open that up. And I don't think it's in single packs, but this has several different colors in it. Let's see if it says on the back. 5 metallic sheets. Doesn't say which one, but it looks like a gold, a copper, a rose gold, a silver, and looks like a pink in there. And then I have the flamingo set with the reds, pinks, golds, rose golds. And then I have the green, blue, and purples. I've got those. They also sell these in the 12-inch. So that's what I'm going to be using today. I haven't decided which color I want to use. I think I'm going to go with the gold on that today. We'll use that one. I have a pink pearl that would be pretty. They have several colors. Check them out. Get the ones that you want. I am lining up or sending over to my machine. Oops, I have a hello stuck in there that I forgot to attach. Let me go and attach that, arrange. Move that to the front. And again, we're still heating up over here. I'm going to check and see if I want that position right about there. Now I made my cards as panels, and let me attach that too. I forgot my hello on my card. They tape these up really, really, really well. But you're going to, and these are basically for full sheets, so I'm not doing a full sheet design, so I think I will use my small ones today. I'm going to use this copper. The only thing is I don't know. This has to come down at least to the 7-inch mark, and it doesn't. So, that being said, I am going to do the large roll so that I can get both of them in there. And you want to gently remove this. I don't know if it will damage the foil with those tapes if you're too rough on them. afraid to use my pokey tool. I'm afraid that I would poke it right in. There we go. And we're going to prepare that mat. I think I'll just do it this way and come down to about that 8-inch mark because I don't want to waste a ton of my foil. And in the real world, I would just cut this off with scissors, but because we're on this tutorial, I don't want you guys to sit and watch me do all that, and that works just as well for me. Now I know the first 1/2 inch is not going to be affected, but you need to have your foil tight, okay? If I can get that started, let's see. There we go. It's kind of hard to see and stay on camera too. Yay! And they do sell the spare rolls of this as well. Okay. I do know, I'm just going to cut 3 or 4 pieces. I'm just using my True Control knife. I'm going to cut. This feels like washi tape to me, guys, so honestly, use what you have if you want. I don't see any difference. But it has to be on here taut, so I'm just going to tape down one side. And then I am going to smooth this foil as tightly as I can. I hope that I push it up under there. So I'm going to do this as tightly as I possibly can. I'm just going to stick it to the foil itself. I'm going to pick it up and stretch it. And yes, I do know that I'm over my mat. That's okay. More pieces because I may be releasing them and as I pull them taut, so because you can't have those wrinkles in there, it has to be smooth and it has to be tight. That one. I shouldn't have stuck it under yet. I wasn't finished. It's not as easy as they make it look to me. But again, this is the first time I'm using it, so maybe it gets easier as you learn to do it. That looks pretty tight there. I'm going to tighten it up just a tiny bit more over here. Didn't like the way that was laying. I mean, this really is not as easy as they made it look, but I guess they did it several times. Okay, that's tight across. And maybe I should have tried to work with a smaller area instead of doing 2 at once, but that's me. Maybe one more piece of tape there. Bring it tight. And see, my tape is releasing up in this corner. So to me, and that's not good. Let's get a bigger tape piece there. almost there. And I will probably speed up some of this so you guys don't have to watch this. You're just going to play with it till you get it on there good and tight. There we go. To me, that looks like it might work. If it doesn't, we'll know. Because it will wrinkle up and not give a good adhesion. So we're going to see. So let me get my device. I apologize, my recording just stopped. All I did was send this to the mat, load the mat into the maker after taping it down. And now I'm holding my cord to make sure that it doesn't get entangled into the rollers. You don't want that to happen. I think I have my foil on tight enough, but we will soon find out. And I may fast forward this, guys, so that you don't have to watch it draw this whole thing, because it is a pretty big panel or a drawing that I selected, so it could take some time. But I will continue to film it. And it just made me start that again because it was a different type draw line or a pen I selected in Design Space. And all I did was just hit the go button again so that I didn't have to change pens. There was no need for that. And we're almost finished. And we're going to reveal. And I don't know, I did get some tape on there, but I think that's good because you guys can see if it has the tape on there, if it will still foil it, or if you need to have your tape clear of your design. And now we're going to cut, and since that's cutting, I'm going to unplug my quill, and yes, maybe we should pause and remove that before I'm holding it so it doesn't get in my rollers or like that. We don't want it jammed up. So that's one thing to be aware of. Maybe we should pause and remove our foil before we hit the cut or let it cut. Let's just eject. Pull this off. And I'm really impressed. And there was just a little area there on the tape, but it did get most of it that was under that tape. It did get it. And of course, there we go. I thought that I went on craft cardstock. It wasn't enough for this cardstock. So I'm going to have to use my True Control knife or my trimmer to cut that. Let's just going to use my scissors for this. No. I noticed that it left a little bit of dust on there. Hopefully that will come off. This isn't much. It's just barely hanging on. Not really putting any pressure at all on that. It almost cut through. This is Stampin' Up! Cardstock. I thought the craft cardstock would be enough. I usually cut it on watercolor, but that was a new blade, so I was afraid that would be too deep. Always on camera, right? You guys can see if that happens to you, how to correct. Just gonna trim it up on my trimmer. All in all, I'm pleased with it. I don't really care for where it cut with the foil on top because it did leave some dust. Trim this up. But all in all, I really like the way that it came out, guys. Looks really pretty. Let's see if I can get this one to cut loose easier. I'm going to use these for panels on top of cards. I'll trim them up. So yeah, make sure your cardstock setting is so that it will cut through, and make sure that you take the foil off before you allow it to cut, and I think it'll be perfectly fine. I love it. I'm going to trim these up and make some cards out of them, and I'll show you guys that at the end. Okay guys, I am back. I cut my panels and I have folded them, and I trimmed up my panels on the edges where they had been not cut properly because I didn't pick the right setting. I thought I was on cardstock and I wasn't. So that's why it did that. But I'm still going to suggest that you remove your foil before you let it cut. And I am just going to, there we are, lost my little tape runner. I am going to put some tape runner on this, and I've got some glitter cardstock. I'm just going to line that up, and then again on this. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the way that it foiled that. And I've got some glue on the outside there. Get that off. I think that makes a really pretty Easter card. So I have that one. And now let's do this one here. And you can always add some Nuvo drops and things like that. And this was not Cricut cardstock. This was from the Paper Studio. It cut perfectly fine though. Must have been one of my emergency outages where I ran and got some. Oh, I do remember doing that wedding stuff last year. And I ran out. Just going to line that up. And I would most likely use art glitter glue on this just to make sure, but for video purposes and just for time. And there you have it, guys. Beautiful, beautiful card. Love the foil quill. So if you're interested in it, use that link below. It will earn me a small commission, and I appreciate and thank you in advance for that. I believe it's $79.95, and there's also discounts on the foil packs, the 12 by 12s, and on the small sheets. I think the small sheets might be easier to work with, but if you have large designs, you're going to need some 12 by 12. So that concludes this video. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you on the next video.